Welcome back to Movies Recapped. Today I am going to explain a Japanese youth comedy drama film called Flying Colors. Spoilers ahead, watch out to ends. Zak Kudo is in middle school but has no friends. She is socially anxious and often bullied by her classmates. She has two younger siblings, brother Aryuta and sister Mayami. Her father only focuses on Aryuta, who he thinks will one day become a baseball superstar. The sisters are often left alone with their mother, who takes great care of them. All of Zak's classmates have a dream in life. She, however, wants to do nothing because of her lack of ambition. She is not good at studies either. One day, Zak gets hit on the head with a ball in the playground. Her mother is called by the principal and told that they cannot teach someone like Zak. In the school, the teachers think she is suffering from some kind of mental illness and needs to go to a special. Zak's mother begs them to give her daughter a second chance, but her words go to waste as the principal dismisses her while returning home. Sia sees two schoolgirls walk past them. She comments that their uniform is pretty, and hence is admitted to the same school. Zak is nervous on her first day, scared that the new classmates will bully her like the old. But to her surprise, everyone is nice to her, especially a group of 3 girls who befriend her instantly. They make her fold her skirt to make it shorter so it would look better. They also do her makeup and hair in the washroom and welcome her to their group. As the girls grow up, they transform into Yarrow, a person who follows Western traditions, typically dyes their hair blonde and wears revealing clothes. They frequently dress up, party, drink, and smoke, completely disregarding their studies. Their homeroom teacher, Mr. Nimura, scolds them every day and believes that they will certainly not get into college most days. Zak returns home in the morning when her father and brother are exercising outside the house. The relationship between her and her father has become non-existent with time. He only talks to her when he has to scold her, while she ignores him entire. Her mother, however, is always on her side and supports her even though she doesn't understand her lifestyle. Zak's life changes on the first day of sophomore year. That is when Mr. Nimura discovers a hidden packet of cigarettes in her school bag. She is immediately sent to the principal's office to face the repercussions of her actions. Her mother is called and briefed about all of Zak's shenanigans. She begs the principal to let her daughter stay, arguing that the school's job is to teach its weakest students, not profit off the smartest ones. On her repeated request, they agree to let Zak off with a month of suspension. Since Zak has all this time on her hands, she dyes her hair blonde. Her mother suggests she try to get into a university. She genuinely believes that if Sokka tries, she can. To prepare her for her university entrance examination, Miss Kudo sends her to Siho Cram School. The teacher's Ba is shocked to see someone like Saya interested in being tutored by him. He motivates her and takes on the challenge to help her enter Keio University. It is considered one of the most prestigious and difficult to enter universities in Japan, which makes Sokka laugh at the thought that someone like her could be selected to check the level of her academics. Soot makes her take a. Zak scores 0 out of 100, but the teacher is still impressed because she answered all of the questions when any other student would have given up. At that point, after evaluating her academics, he declares that her knowledge is comparable to a grade 4 student. Hence, he starts from the beginning, teaching her the syllabus for middle school. The next day, Zak goes to a restaurant with her friends, but studies the entire time. The girls are shocked and happy at the same time that she is working hard towards something. After studying in the cram school for a week, she scores 5 out of 100 for the first time. Sud is happy about the result and urges her to work even. He is a great teacher to all of his students. He never makes them feel dumb for not knowing something and does his best to keep their spirits up. However, with Zak, he struggles a lot because she doesn't even know simple things like north is always opposite to south. Zak's father refuses to pay for her cram class because it's too expensive. Moreover, he doesn't believe that she can ever get into a university anyway. Her mother, on the other hand, is determined to work harder and pay for CYS tuition. One day while Zak is studying in the cram school, a mother drags her son Raji inside. He is also a guru like Zak and is uninterested in studying or ace. Parents are lawyers and want him to take the same profession, but he is only interested in playing video games. Soot asks him if he knows what revenge play is. This piques Raji's interest and he starts to study hard to get into law school and to teach his father A. As days pass by, Zak makes significant progress, but SBA wants to accelerate it. Hence, he finds an interesting way to teach her. He makes her take off a layer of makeup for every wrong answer. He even promises to show the students an embarrassing picture from his childhood. When Zach scores 100 in middle school's English test starting that day, Zach studies all the time and eventually gets a perfect score on the. As promised, Soot shows them a picture from his childhood and tells them how he was an average student, which is why he wants to help them. Following that, Zach dyes her hair black and continues going back to school. When Mr. Nishiyura finds out she is aiming to go to a university, he jokes about dancing naked in the school's playground. If she succeeds, Zach challenges him and is even more motivated after that. One day, Zach and Raji are outside a restaurant when they see Soot meeting Mr. Nishiyura. It turns out that Mr. Nimura is also funding the cram classes and doesn't want Soot to take in weak students like Zach. He thinks the class's reputation is more important than the students' future. Soot argues that he has faith in Zach and knows that she will get into her desired universe. Seeing a father figure stand up for her, Zach gets teary at home. Miss Kudo notices that her daughter has grown into a better person since she has started to go to cram classes. The next day she is called by ZBA to discuss Zach's progress. He claims that Zach is the fastest learning student he has had, but since they do not have much time before the university entrance examination, she needs to come to cram class 6 days. This will cost her a lot of money, but she pays the school after taking a loan from her relatives. Zach finds out about this from Soot and is saddened that she is causing her mother so much trouble. One day her friends invite her to a restaurant. Zach goes but is busy studying the entire time. The girls then take her to the hot spring and claim that they will only hang out again after Zach's exams because they know how hard she's studying for it. Zach cries and thanks them for being under. A few months later, Zach finally upgrades to the high school syllabus book and has to study how to write an essay. Soot gives her several books and asks her to watch a lot of news. When the syllabus gets tougher, she has a hard time focusing. She even cuts her hair short to show her resolve. Over the weeks, she studies so hard that she dozes off during most of her classes at school. One day, Mr. Nisomoro wakes her up by grabbing her hair. He calls her mother to tell her that her daughter hasn't improved since she was suspended. But Miss Kudo retaliates, saying that Zach is not the girl she was a few months ago. The next day at cram class, Raji comes in with dark hair, glasses, and a completely changed. On being asked, he says that Zach inspired him to work harder. Following that, Zach takes her first mock entrance exam when the results are published. She is disappointed to have gotten only 60 out of 100 when the minimum score to get into her desired university is 70. Spa thinks it is incredible because only some months ago she would have scored 0. But Zach is disappointed that all the hard work is still not enough. She returns home to see her father manhandling her brother Raida for saying that he doesn't want to play baseball anymore. Raida snaps and pushes his father away, shouting that he never wanted to play baseball in the first place. He storms off and doesn't return home. The following day, Zach takes yet another mock exam, but still doesn't score enough. The stress and sleep deprivation catches up to her and she loses motivation to study. Soot tries to motivate her, but his optimism makes her even more furious. She lashes out at him and runs away from the cram class. She doesn't come out of her room for the next 2. Then one night Rado returns home and informs his father that he has left the school's baseball team ever since. Mr. Kudo had to give up on his dream of being a baseball player. He had dreamed of making his son the greatest player of all time. Seeing his dreams crash down once again, he hits Arayuta, asking him to come back to his senses. Miss Kudo gets so frustrated that she breaks a vehicle's window to stop her husband when he is distracted. Arayuta takes the opportunity to run away from home. Miss Kudo tells them about a time Arayuta had an asthma attack the night before a match because he was scared he would be scolded if he didn't perform well. She belittles her husband for being such an awful father to all of his children. Later, Zach asks her mother to accompany her on a field trip to Koyo University. They visit the university grounds the next day and are amazed by it. Miss Kudo wishes that her daughter will have the same lifestyle as the busy students walking down the hallway. At night, Zach goes to cram class and meets Soot. She apologizes for being rude and thanks him for being patient with her. She also promises to continue the classes from the next day. A week later, Zach takes her third mock exam, but is too scared to look at the results on coming back home. She finds her father burning all the baseball kits that he bought for Raida. He has realized his mistake and wants to be a better father from now. He promises to support his children with whatever they want to do in life. As the family shares an emotional moment, Zach shows them the recent mock exam results where she has scored 65. Her parents are prouder than they have ever been. Cut to the day of the entrance examination. The roads are blocked because of heavy snowfall and the bus route is closed. Zach's father offers to drive her, which is surprising because he has never been involved in her life, even in the slightest. On their way, he asks her to do her best and not worry about the tuition fee because he hasn't managed. After dropping her off, he even cheers for his daughter for the first time in his life. Zach does her best on the test and returns home. Later that day, she goes to the cram class declaring that it is her last day. She doesn't want to return to tell him the results, scared that she will disappoint him. She also makes Soot sign her dictionary, so he would always be there when she studies before leaving. She hands him a, thanking him for believing in her and making her who she is today. A few days later, she checks the result on the internet only to find that she didn't pass. She calls Soot and tells him about the result. Soot doesn't give up and insists that they can appeal for her answer sheet to be rechecked under faculty policies. Zach gives up and doesn't apply for it, so ZBA does it. For the next few days, she goes out with her friends every day trying to live her old lifestyle. But no matter what she does, she cannot help but feel disappointed. Then one day she checks the results again, and to her surprise sees that she has gotten into Kaya University. She immediately cycles to the cram class and is out of breath when she meets Suba. When she tells him that she has been accepted, the entire class erupts into cheers. Both Soot and Zach can't help but bawl their eyes. In the last montage, we see Mr. Nimura naked on the school grounds, taking pictures with the girls as he had promised. Mr. Nimura is going to jail. Sia leaves for college after wishing her parents farewell. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.